Okay, we're back with another video. It's been a long time since we had one, so it's freezing cold out here right now, but this is an interesting video because it kind of tugs at the heartstrings of us as a contractor that tries to do things the proper way. But we're here at a house in Clayton. The homeowner hired a contractor probably 3 years ago to put a second story on the house that you're looking at behind me. Unfortunately, they called me after they had got it all completed and they were experiencing some really bad things in the house. And I came out and looked at it, and it's some of the worst workmanship I've ever seen in my 30 plus years of doing this work. Unfortunately, just like every homeowner, they're counting on the contractors that they've hired to do a good, honest job. And much like in our business, and what we tell homeowners is, we're going to make a mistake. It's guaranteed that somewhere along your project, a mistake will be made. We're going to bring it up to you and we're going to fix it and correct it. This was an example of these guys, the owners, the people working for them there's so much evidence that they didn't have any experience doing a project like this of this magnitude. We even the homeowners hired Steve Height from Hendricks Power. He does all their energy audits, really good guy. He actually told the homeowners that it was the worst energy audit that he'd ever seen in the years that he's been doing this. So we're going to kind of document the process from where we are right now. We built a pole barn in the back here, you're going to see, and they've moved into that temporarily. And unfortunately to say, we're having to tear this house down to build them a new house. So hopefully in the summer, possibly early fall next year, they're going to be moving into a new house in a better condition. So we're going to go inside and just kind of take a look at some of the things, and you're going to see the documentation of us tearing it down through the whole process. But it's just one of those things that we kind of talk to people about is just because a contractor says he's licensed, bonded, insured, most of them probably have no idea what bonding means. I'll just tell you, in the state of Indiana, there is no state license to be a contractor. Marion County required to have a contractor's license, but it's a very inexpensive way to get a contractor's license. It's $300 and some odd, and you give the city a bond, and the bond to the city is to protect the city. It's not to protect the homeowners. So those terms are kind of thrown around with contractors, licensed, bonded, insured, to kind of give you peace of mind. But in this instance right here, the homeowner filed a lawsuit against the company. And as par for the course, the company shut down even after the judgment came against them. So the state of Indiana is funny about that. Not all states require these kind of licenses, but I've always said this in transaction. If you have a transaction with building a new house, you're going to have a real estate agent, you're going to have an appraiser, you're going to have an inspector, and you're going to have a builder. And of all four of those people, the only person and the only contractor in that scenario that does not require an actual state license to take a test or anything is the contractor building your home. All the other three have got to take tests to get their licenses to do what they do. So we always say buyer beware. I have a lot of people that I know, a lot of contractors that I know that are really good contractors, and if people bring their names up to me, I'm going to say use them. They're really good guys. But it's a small fraternity, and a lot of the good guys know each other and will back each other up. So this is just going to be a lesson, unfortunately, of really what you're going to see in poor quality work. But at the end of the day, we're going to hopefully deliver them a quality new home with a good future. So we're inside the house now. It's wide open. They've actually taken a lot of the cabinets out and they've moved them into the pole barn that they're living in during this process where we rebuild the house, or we tear the house down and rebuild it. One of the big concerns that we had when I first showed up was the span of this great room. And I suspected that they had not had these joists that were installed sized properly because there's a lot of cracks happening, and they've tried to come up and touch them up, but there's a lot of touch up and work that they had to come back and try to fix, which they didn't do right, but it all directly relates to these joists were not sized properly enough. An engineer did not size these properly enough. And if we come over to one of the big concerns that they had when we first came in was this corner right here dips dramatically, almost about 1.25 inches, if not more. And what I found when I got to the crawl space is, this is a point load right here. There's a beam sitting on top of this. And right underneath this point right here, there is no bearing underneath this point. And again, it kind of goes to show that no one involved in that company had any idea how framing works and this kind of thing, because these are the key things that we want to make sure when we're doing this and designing and talking with our lumber company, where are the point loads? We want to make sure our foundation is lined up properly to carry these point loads, because you could take a golf ball right now and it's going to roll really quick down to this corner. If I had a golf ball, I'd put it down. So these are some of the quick concerns that we had when we came in here, and it was just a clear understanding that the guys involved in this had no idea what they were doing. Again, they took some of these cabinets out, but one of their concerns was this island, and this island they wanted black. Well, what they did is the contractor bought white cabinets and painted them black. But this is only 3 years. I think it's less than 3 years right now. You can see the paint's chipping off. They didn't prep these cabinets properly to even paint them black. The other dead giveaway that I knew that no one really knew what they were doing is, if you can look closely, you'll see this is a screw that holds on the hardware for the cabinets, and there's a bunch of washers on here. If you've been doing it for any time, you understand that an electrician's wire stripper has the capability to put those I think it's 9/32 screws in there, and you can cut them to length, and you don't have to do that, but they were throughout the cabinets everywhere. So again, there are just some certain things that just spoke to me right away when I saw some of these things that were a real problem. That there was just no experience in whoever was doing it. It was just kind of slapped together really quickly. So we'll go up and check on the upstairs and show you some other things up there. So now we're in the upstairs addition that they added to the ranch when they built this second floor addition. But again, this is the way they left it. When they left, they apparently felt this was acceptable to leave that seam, open seam like that. So again, just another example. And one of the other things that they really had a problem with is actually, some of you probably saw the video that Nicole posted with water coming down through her front door when it was raining. There's a lot of flashing issues on the job. I got on the roof and walked around. There's just a lot of flashing issues, which we see a lot of this. It's not flashed correctly. There's not kick-out flashings in certain areas. And the way they framed the house over the first floor, they didn't cantilever the joist, so they've created a ledge, which is just a moisture problem, air infiltration problem on the job. So it's just been a real mess seeing this done, and this is a lot of money these people have spent to do this and are now having to back up and basically build a new house because this house has basically been deemed unsafe. So we're going to kind of document that process along the way. This is just unique. It's not that we don't ever build new houses. We do, and we do big projects. But this is a case. It's a little unique, and we consider the people friends of ours, and we're hopefully to get them back into a normal life.